There was 17 first-party things, at least according to the list that I was making as I watched the show, of first-party stuff at this Xbox Game Showcase. I said that there would be like 14, maybe, if hopeful, but 17. And just gameplay of things that were in 2020. That was another thing that I hoped for. And an immaculate start and finish. Like, this was the showcase that I really hoped for. Everything I said in the video about like how I just really hope these guys wouldn't be back, they essentially did it. They only lacked like one or two things, but at the end of the day, this was a show full of the first party stuff. You got to see Activision Blizzard become part of Xbox in the first half. I wish they were in the second half, but the Doom gameplay and Gears and just so much. What I wasn't expecting from this though, like truly, was that Fable and Perfect Dark like dives. Like that Fable trailer we got from way back in the day, that was actually insanely real. Like, it turns out, a lot of people thought that was just like a representation of the game or something, but it turns out, no, that's actually how the game looks. And I said that when I reacted to it last year. I said, this looks a lot like Forza Horizon 5 cinematics, and lo and behold, this is how the game looks. And then we even got to see Perfect Dark. The Perfect Dark gameplay, I admit, I saw some in the chat say, like, this should have knocked our socks off and, like, blew the roof off. I'm in agreement. The Perfect Dark, like, visuals were not, like, the top-notch thing that I was really hoping it would be. But still, it's that nice espionage thing that just we don't get enough of. Those two things, to me, were severely pleasant surprises. And then it keeps going. It keeps going. South of Midnight, we just got that revealed last year. Now, granted, they've been working on that for a while, but I don't know, like, I just didn't expect. That's not the usual agenda. They don't usually reveal a project and then show it, like, full on the next year. And there was a release, I think they said that it's coming out in 2025. And that's, like, a whole other point. 2025 is gonna be nuts. I don't know, like, that's gonna be really busy. They showed State of Decay 3. They showed State of Decay 3! Like, I think that's one of my few disappointments. Like, if I could share just what is things that keep this from being like a 10 out of 10 show to you, for me, that State of Decay 3 reveal, I'm happy we got it. I'm absolutely happy we got it. My issue with it, though, is that they didn't show gameplay like they did for Fable and Perfect Dark. Like, those are part of those 2020 cinematic reveal areas that I was really hoping to see. And I did not expect to see State of Decay 3. Again, glad we saw it, but they did not show the gameplay as well as those other two. Like, it seemed like there was a small snippet in there that wiggled in, and it looked like gameplay. And I legit, when I saw it, I was like, was that gameplay? Because it seemed very seamlessly transitioned to. So I wish they showed that a little bit better. And then it's like, if they don't, fine, just let us know a release window. And there wasn't. There wasn't a release window for Perfect Dark. There wasn't a release window for State of Decay 3. There was for Fable, though, and that made me excited. Yes! Yes! It's like, even though there are things, like, it would have been nice to see another quirky indie game or two mixed in, to just have that stage for those developers. That would have been a nice Game Pass get. Or seeing Replaced finally get a release date, which, you know, they have the excuse to not to. I would have liked that smaller team representation in this show, which there was a few things. There was the Winterboro, I think, game, and it's things like that. I wish we got like one or two more of those. But AAA-wise, even partners, you have Dragon Age. You had Assassin's Creed. You had Snake Eater get its actual full-blown first trailer. I know we've gotten like gameplay looks of it and everything, but this was like the full-blown first proper trailer with voice acting and stuff. Partners showed up, and that was cool. The Life is Strange thing, that was sweet. I'm really excited to like get Max again, and it to be the kind of abilities that made me love the first game so much. This is what I wanted. I wanted games. I forgot to mention Expedition 33. Yes, Expedition 33. That was like, I never see like turn-based combat games that are actually like super high graphics. It's always like the pixel style or decent graphics. Games with that level of graphics, it's always like an action game or an action adventure, but turn-based, bro. But the Nothing Is Forever too. Like that looked like a fun action game that I'm just like, please be Game Pass, please be Game Pass, please be give me another Liza P. Yes. Like I got the Game Pass skits too. Like that was another thing I wanted. But they opened and closed with what are absolute highlights to me. Like before I just say those, to me that's like the biggest thing I want to address. I just want to shout out Indiana Jones is written and performed so well. The whole scene that they showed in the snow in the mountains, there was like a couple moments to that trailer that legit felt like the Indiana Jones movies to me. Between the way they're written and the sequence that's happening, it felt so much like Indiana Jones to me. And I just really applaud Machine Games for nailing that. And it just keeps going with the first party stuff. Again, like 17 or however many first party things. They showed World of Warcraft. I was hoping, hoping keyword, that there was some more obvious connection than just promoting the next big expansion coming up that we already knew about technically. I was hoping they would say like, coming to Xbox or something, but they did what I wanted, which is just promote World of Warcraft. Because if you do that, then you had a show that makes the general media tune in. Because this was a show that had World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, Dragon Age, Assassin's Creed, Doom, and so on. And Doom. I said so badly here that the things I wanted most, like maybe on a personal level, is to see Halo, which I figured I wouldn't get, Banjo-Kazooie, which I figured I wouldn't get, and the one I thought was very, like, we will get is Doom. And they showed the freaking Doom game. It's a prequel, which is a little bit jarring. But when you see that gameplay and his getup, it looks like he's just jumping on these battlefields, leading a charge against demons, and it's ID Software. It looks badass. It feels badass. The music feels badass, and just he still has guns and things like that. He's still gonna be the Doomslayer we love to play as, and that gameplay to me was, for me personally, the star of the show. Like, for me, I want to know what your star of the show is, absolutely. But then, of course, they closed with Gear 6. They didn't close with Gear 6, actually. They didn't. I got you. It's not Gear 6. It's Gears E-Day. And I legit cried. I almost cried. I legit cried. Like, I couldn't. It's such a controversial thing. Because I wish we got a bit more than we did. It was literally just a cinematic reveal. No, I don't believe there was a release date window. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we just know Gears E-Day is a thing. And we get to see young Marcus Phoenix fight against a Locust. And it's just, it's almost an entire conversation in itself that I could have. Let me know if you want a video on this. But like, are they abandoning Gears 5? Because Gears 5 ended on a massive cliffhanger that it's like, not necessarily cliffhanger, but it's like, what are we going to do? Like, this is literally a storyline that's not finished. And there was a big decision made that how are we going to see the aftermath of that? So it's really interesting if they are they doing this and a sequel, or is it just this? I don't know. But honestly, I'm going to take the here and now. And I love the idea that we get to be there at the start of the Locusts and seeing young Dom. When I heard that freaking Mad World and seeing young Dom, I legit almost lost it. No, don't show me Dom. Stop. So I'm there for it. I'm just very curious what they do in the future. But just at the end of the day, there was a lot here. I love seeing Age of Mythology. I loved the cinematic for Diablo 4. Like just Avowed and Indiana Jones not getting release dates is another weird thing to me. But when I think about this whole thing, was it better than any other previous Xbox showcase? I don't know. Believe it or not. I loved 2021. I loved last year's. I like the feel that I came away from those shows with. And this accomplished the goal to me. This accomplished the goal that I had I wanted to be won back. I wanted to feel like, the sacrifices that happened last month weren't worth it, but are going to be worth it in the long run. That's what I wanted to feel, and I got that. And I screamed, I cried, like it was the show. This was easily a 9 out of 10 minimum to me. I don't know if it was perfect masterpiece. Again, I would have liked the quirky indie things to show up a bit more. That WoW announcement could have been neat if there was like a bit more tie-in. And I don't know if they needed the Activision Blizzard King Game Pass drop that we've been waiting on. They didn't do that. I don't know if that was a hit or miss. I feel like there's just little nitpicks. But at the end of the day, it was still an amazing show that people are going to talk about. And it was hype. And like everything I wanted got addressed. But what happens now? So that is my thoughts on the Xbox Game Showcase. And now I'm going to dive into the chat here.